Well, Arsenal is set to host Man City over the weekend. That is a day from tomorrow. That is a Sunday. That is the 8th of October 2023. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. We are here to break it down. It's obviously going to be happening at the Emirates. I'm sorry, the capacity of the Emirates is 60,000. I'm sorry about that, but I think you can bear with me and obviously understand. But error is human. So thank you guys for watching it through, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, as well call me RD, and endeavor to subscribe. How do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner is the place to be. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. It might sound as a repetition, but I'm just emphasizing this because it's how you're going to grow from 17,000 subscribers to 18,000 subscribers, as we are calling this app. Now, it's really a very huge channel for us, and we're going to have to make it grow. And another huge game comes over the weekend that has been dubbed as the Super Sunday by Sky Sports. Arsenal comes into this fixture after finding itself unbeaten for the 7 run of games in the league. They first lost their first game in the season when they lost to RC Rennes away from home 2-1. But even the Carabao Cup, they went ahead to beat Brentford by 1-0 and knock them out. They are drawn to play against West Ham after the international break. So it shows you exactly what this is all about, and all I can confirm to you is they are really unbeaten. You know, they have 1 draw. I think they have 2 draws and 6 wins and 5 wins, right? Yeah, 5 wins. Man City is coming to this encounter after really losing their first game of the season, as they lost to Wolverhampton Wanderers away from home by 2-0. But in the midweek, they went ahead to obviously stun the side of RB Leipzig when they put 2 goals past that side. When you look at Man City, the players out are Kevin De Bruyne and John Stones because of injury. Then they're also having another player suspended, that is Rodri, that went ahead to excite very many Arsenal fans when that red card was shown him against the game of Nottingham Forest at the Etihad. That's going to have to keep him out for 3 games. 1 against Wolverhampton Wanderers, 2 he never played in the game of Newcastle in the Carabao Cup that saw them being knocked out, and thirdly he has to miss out on the game of Arsenal. So Arsenal is going to obviously play Man City without Rodri. That is another huge one. But for Arsenal, they're only having Gabriel Martinelli injured, but we can expect him to show up by the because of a hamstring injury. If at all it's not all that serious, takes like 2 weeks. If at all he's really back, Arteta will let us know about Gabriel Martinelli. Then the other player that we should expect to really be always Julian Timber, and Bukayo Saka is really doubtful. But I confirm to you that Arsenal are going to put Bukayo Saka into that starting 11. Arteta is obviously going to bring him. You get? He's going to bring him, because if at all he was not really part of the plan of Arteta, then Gareth Southgate wouldn't have gone ahead to include him into the provisional squad of England that's going to play in the international break. But Saka is on, meaning that he talked to Saka and talked to the side of Arsenal. So that confirms to you how close he is to obviously take part into the game of Manchester City. That is it. So we'll wait and see how that pans out. But Arsenal is having those players out, and it's unbeaten ever since this Premier League season really started. Now, the beauty of this game is that when Arsenal win it, they go 1 point ahead of City. That's the most important thing about it. And for the very first time, they would have gone ahead to beat Man City under the era of Mikel Arteta in a full 90. Even on the Chelsea Shield, the game ended 1-1. It was never a win. So they won on penalties, but in the full 90, it was never a win. So that is it coming in from the side of Arsenal. But let's roll into this predicted starting 11, and then you're going to come back with the match stats, and then I'll give you my prediction on the night or on the day. Now, Let's see how Arteta is going to obviously line up, as he's having almost every player back, apart from 2 that are really confirmed, apart from 1 that cannot be available, that is Julian Timber. But even for Gabriel Martinelli, we can obviously see him take part into this beautiful fixture of Arsenal. And that is the system that Arteta always uses, a 4-3-3. And we are having who in goal? I think it's going to be David Raya. Amid him making that mistake, I think Arteta is going to give him a chance to obviously prove to the haters that he obviously deserves to be into that goal of Arsenal. And if at all he goes ahead not to really have a very good game against Man City, you know, and maybe costs Arsenal another goal into that fixture, that will be 2 in 2 consecutive games. I think that's where the English media is going to obviously come up and obviously attack David Raya. So, but it's confirmed to us that David Raya is now the first choice goalkeeper of Arsenal, no doubts, and Aaron Ramsdale needs to do the needful. Then, the right back, he was rested for the lion's share of the game as Arsenal played away and lost to RC Rennes by 2-1. That is Benjamin White, and expect him to obviously come in through because Tomiyasu started into that position. He's going to be facing either Jeremy Doku or what's the name of the guy? Jack Grealish. But I think for Jack Grealish, he can handle. But Jeremy Doku has a lot of pace and energy. It's obviously going to be a long night for Benjamin White. On the left back, it's obviously going to be Zinchenko. And I think Zinchenko is going to also hit out with Bernardo Silva or Alvarez Julian. And I think Zinchenko is improving on his defensive skills, and the way he's having, obviously, Gabriel Magalhaes being played onto the left side of the central defense, he offers him a lot. And the players he plays with that player ahead of him, especially onto the left forward, either Trossard, Martinelli, name it, are really good when it comes to really tracking back and obviously coming to obviously help the player. So I think Zinchenko is also going to be playing into that game. William Saliba on the right side of the central defense. Then on the left side, it's going to be Gabriel Magalhaes. That is the back four of Arsenal. And the unit is forming into that back four because they now know each other. They read each other like a book. They complement each other very well, especially when you look at the right side of that defense. Ben White and William Saliba played the lion's share of the season games last season of 2022-2023 together. They know themselves together. Gabriel Magalhaes and Zinchenko, I've just talked about it. Their chemistry is obviously building up, and William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes look like they're one of the best central defenses into the world as per now. And for all they continue to export or mirror their form from the Premier League to the Champions League, they might obviously see their team obviously go far and getting recognized as one of the best central defense partnerships in Europe. That is it. So we go to the central midfield. Happy news for me. I believe Arteta should start this man at the best of the midfield or the CDM. I don't want to see him play him. I don't want to see Thomas Partey played as a right back to come in and obviously invert into the midfield. I don't like that. And I think you Arsenal fans, you also know why you're really yearning to see it, that Thomas Partey plays with Declan Rice into that midfield. And this is something that Arteta should get right. Arteta should get right. Let him get Thomas Partey in that midfield to play alongside Declan Rice. You understand? And Martin Odegaard. When I see that midfield like that, it's going to be a win for Arsenal. That midfield has every ingredient to harm the team of Man City. What's the role of the midfield? It's obviously to link the midfield to the attack. And when you look at all those three players, they are good at doing that. Thomas Partey can shield the back four and obviously link the midfield to the attack. Press resistant. He's a hardworking player. He tackles very well, and he obviously is press resistant. Same applies to Declan Rice and same applies to Martin Odegaard. And when you're having these two playing that midfield, that means Odegaard won't be worried about tracking back a lot. You know, he'll commit a lot in the final third of the pitch because he knows I'm having two solid blocks behind me that can obviously cover me up even when I lose that ball, meaning that he'll make more risks. And in a game like this, the more risks you make, the more you stand a chance to obviously create a moment of magic or something out of nothing. So to me, I would love to see that midfield play like that, you know, because I support Man United. You know, some people are really fed up of that it's been repetitive. But I've always gone ahead to let you know that I've seen games that Ten Hag has gone ahead to orchestrate and come up with a plan of stopping Erling Haaland. He suffocates that midfield with players, and they cannot obviously find a pass, you know, for Erling Haaland, because for Erling Haaland, he feeds or he thrives onto the service from the midfield. Now, if you're not having Rodri, you expect him to play with Matthias Nunes and let me see. There is some other guy. Oh, Akanji might be dropped into that side, but there is some guy that he lined up with in the game of Wolverhampton Wanderers that saw them really lose that game. And he can obviously bring in this other guy, Bernardo Silva, play him into that position as he did when they beat Arsenal last time, you know, when they came at Emirates. So he has a lot of things to do, and he's really a very good man when it comes to doing his jobs. Oh, Kovacic. So it's going to be Kovacic and Matthias Nunes in the midfield. I think Declan Rice, Thomas Partey overpower that midfield, obviously. And he needs to load it. He needs to load it like that to get something out of it. Now, on the right forward of Arsenal, this man is going to play. This man is going to play because if he was really out, wouldn't have had stories of him being a doubt or not. It would have been something very important to be put out that he's obviously going to come in and put in a shift that is really well required into that game. Saka is going to play. Saka is going to play, but he's one of those players that's going to hate to be unlucky in the fixture of Man City. By the way, this is one of the fixtures that Saka's not going to hate to boss. I don't remember him scoring against City. Has he even ever? Has he even ever scored against City? So it's a fixture that really looks like too huge for Bukayo Saka. But I think having beaten them in the Challenger Shield finale, I think that will help them obviously have some boost into them to go obviously face them. And even having Gabriel Jesus for the very first time they are playing City, because for the previous fixtures, every time they played City, they never had Gabriel Jesus. And Gabriel Jesus can obviously stand everyone into that back of Man City. Then left forward, I believe it's going to be Leandro Trossard on the left side, and it's not going to be Nketiah for me. It's going to be Gabriel Jesus leading the line. That is it for me. And that is my predicted starting 11 that I believe when Mikel Arteta really brings it, obviously, it will obviously hurt the side of Man City. And the most important bit of it, the gist of the team, that team, is the double pivot of Declan Rice and Thomas Partey. That is it. If it goes like that, I believe he's going to get a win. So tell me your additions and really subtractions into that game or that fixture. Who do you think should make it into the team and who do you think should be dropped? Before I get you my prediction, this is something you Arsenal fans need to know about this fixture. First and foremost, Arsenal have lost their last 12 Premier League games against Man City, scoring just 5 times and conceding 33 against him in that time, in their longest ever losing run against an opponent in their league history. That is it. So Arsenal has gone ahead to lose the last 12 Premier League games against Man City. Very, very, very much insanico. It shows you how Man City have gone ahead to dominate these fixtures even before Arteta took over. Then, secondly, should Man City beat Arsenal, it would be the joint longest Premier League winning run for a team against an opponent, equaling Man United against Wigan, 13 wins between 2005 and 2011, and City themselves against West Bromwich, 13 wins between 2012 to 2018. So Arsenal needs to obviously stop this, because Man City have gone ahead to boss them at the Emirates and at the Etihad. Arsenal haven't kept a clean sheet in any of their last 16 Premier League games against Man City since a 2-win away in January 2015. It's their longest run without a league shout-out against an opponent since a run of 30 against Manchester United between 1953 to 1968. So, all the stats are obviously in the favor of Manchester City. Can Arsenal break this? Can Arsenal stand Manchester City on the night or in the evening of Sunday? We wait to see how that really pans out for the game. Arsenal are unbeaten in their last 8 Premier League games, 6 wins and 2 draws. I told you about that at the beginning of the video, with no side currently on a longer such a run coming into this weekend's games. Spurs also having 8. That is it. However, they've kept just 4 clean sheets in their last 28 home games, with 63% of the goals conceded since the start of last season. They've conceded 31 goals, and they've gone ahead to obviously see themselves put in, I think, 31 out of 49. So it shows you that Arsenal have gone ahead not to keep clean sheets at their stadium, and they concede very many goals. Even this season, Arsenal have gone ahead to concede very many goals. You can be my surety there for you, because this season they've gone ahead to really concede 1 against Nottingham, concede 2 against Fulham, concede 1 against Manchester United, concede 2 against Tottenham Hotspur. So City is coming in through when they know to it that Arsenal obviously concedes goals. And lastly, having won their first 6 Premier League games this season, Man City lost 2-1 at Wolverhampton Wanderers last time out. They've not lost consecutive league games in almost 5 years. Last doing so in December 2018 against Crystal Palace and Leicester. So Man City last lost 2 consecutive league games in the season of 2018. That was in December, and they've gone ahead to obviously lose against Wolverhampton Wanderers. And the big question is, are they going to lose against Arsenal over the weekend? That's a question that most of us are really waiting in for. Now, I'm going to give you 2 predictions. If you see Mikel Arteta bringing in a midfield of Thomas Partey and Declan Rice, Odegaard, Arsenal is going to win that game by 3-1. If he doesn't bring in that double pivot of Declan Rice and Thomas Partey, I see a draw of a 2-2. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokani remains my name. Hope you guys have gone ahead to have fun about my starting 11. I don't know what you think about my analysis about this game of football, but I'm also going to bring you the Man City predicted starting 11 that's going to go ahead and obviously face Arsenal, and see how the narrative is obviously going to go on onto this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani remains my name. Let's see close to 400 likes smash in this video. We thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, it's what we call a Juma Karim. Not so, it's a Friday. Go to the mosque and obviously say some prayers to Allah. Gathering brings Allah close to you. Rokani is my name. I'm out.